Um, this is a big game that probably nobody thinks is, but I think it really will determine the trajectory for the Northwestern Wildcats. And it is them hosting Miami of Ohio, 3:30 kick on the Big Ten Network. Miami of Ohio, one of the early favorites to win the MAC.
Mm-hmm.
Northwestern's a 3-point favorite. So
Mm-hmm.
really just for home field. And of
Mm-hmm.
course they are on the lake. They are in their, I think, 7,500 person makeshift stadium where they will take over that place. And tickets are extremely expensive for these games.
Right.
Um, what's your take on this game?
Northwestern, was an interesting team last year where we manhandled them Rutgers week 1, and then everybody had these low expectations for them, and they came back and they really had a decent season, to say the least. It was kind of cool to see. A MAC team, I think there's only been like 1 year in the last decade or so. There's some crazy stat out there where like a MAC team upsets a Big Ten team or upsets a power, one of the top two conferences or something like every year.
Mm,
Um, and when you're a favorite in the MAC and you're going up against a team like Northwestern, they hit their stride last year.
yeah.
I don't know how much continuity Northwestern has from last year to this year, and I don't know if you have like the details on that.
Yeah, I can. Let me. They return a lot on defense. That's like their big.
This is going to
Um,
be a good game. I mean,
oh yeah.
look, a MAC favorite, against a team like Northwestern. They return a lot on defense. I think that might give them the edge. I mean, they looked better as the season went on last year. I think it's almost like a toss-up type of game, which the spread would indicate. And I'm not sure I could get a great read on it one way or the other than if I say that, I think this is maybe a good chance for the MAC to come out with a victory over a Big Ten team. It's as good a chance as any, I think. And it's not to take anything away from Northwestern. It's just that you have continuity on defense. You have some areas where you struggle. And this is a MAC, a favorite who's coming in looking to set the tone for their season. It doesn't mean I'm predicting a win for them, but I
Mhm.
think it's probably the best chances we'll see for that kind of upset.
Yeah.
I think Northwestern squeaks it out.
Yeah, that's my feel, like a 21-17 or a 20-13 type of game, something like that. To your point about continuity, the quarterback is Gabbert. I think it's Blaine Gabbert's brother.
Mm,
And he's been good for them. Don't have any returning running backs like starting running backs. They're a lot of their guys from a past couple years. I think they're backups and they're decent. They're not. I don't think they're anything special. They bring a veteran offensive line. So I think the real key to the game is, can Northwestern's defense make enough plays and keep Miami from really moving?
right.
I the Westlot Pirates podcast, they were saying that traditionally Northwestern has really struggled in September, at least under Pat Fitzgerald, but
Yeah.
that they think that with David Braun and Zach Lujan, who's their new offensive coordinator, they're really focusing on starting strong, and I do think they will. I think their quarterback is probably going to be Mike Wright. He's a runner, like he's
Mhm.
dual threat. So I think they'll really focus on running the ball, which with their offensive line, I think they can do. One key thing, their defensive line, uh, all were starters. If they weren't starters at Northwestern, they were starters elsewhere. Jalen
Right.
Tate was at Wyoming. RJ Pearson was at BCU. Carmine Bastone was there a year ago. Richie Haggerty at Miami of Ohio,
Mhm.
and SIU. So like they have a lot of starting experience. Maybe not at
Just not
Northwestern.
together.
Yeah, but and then Xander Mueller is like the rock of that defense at linebacker, and I think that defense is underrated, and I think that they're going to give the Red Hawks a bit more uh, than they can handle, and I think it's a low scoring game, but I think Northwestern pulls it out.
Yeah, I agree with you there.